Hey my butt buddies, and welcome back to another episode of 90 Day Fiancé Hunt for Love. This week is episode 2. Now, I'm not even gonna lie, this episode was a little all over the place. Even at one point, I felt kind of drunk, literally drunk. They must have taken a page out of MILF Manor or something because they had everybody's mics turned up at one point. Later on in the episode, they're all together drinking, and there would be points where they had like multiple groups in one frame talking and all of their mics were turned up. So it was like, I don't even know who to pay attention to at this point, but I'm here to break it all down for you so you get the good juicy parts. So let's get right into it. And this week they start out with the flirting one-on-one. Last week they let people decide between two things, doing a hot tub speed dating or flirting one-on-one. So they start out with this class and the coach asks everybody who needs guidance, who needs help with their flirting game, and pretty much everyone is like, yeah, that's why we're here. And personally me, I would probably take this class too. I don't think I'm the worst at flirting, but then again, I haven't dated in like 3 years. So yeah, I don't even know if I'm good or not. So I would probably take this class myself. Now, Cortney is especially nervous about this because she does not really flirt. And she says the one thing that would probably help her in this situation is some alcohol, of course. But she says usually her pickup line is, hey, buy me a drink.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Now, she pairs them randomly to get them flirting with each other to see where they're at. And it's actually interesting because she has the girl approach the guy. So she pairs Cassidy and Usman together, and let me tell you now, every single one of these dates were a train wreck. And not even from the non-90 dayers. You know, we need to give them a name. Let's call them the regulars, or maybe the Reggies. Regulars? Reggies? I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and call them the Reggies for now. If you guys have a better name, let me know. But all of the Reggies, their game was pretty okay. It's mostly all the people on 90 Day. Now, Usman and Cassidy get paired up, and Usman makes a complete fool out of himself.
Are you here by yourself?
Actually, I wasn't here by myself because that seat was waiting for you.
It was for me?
Yeah,
Oh,
so you can
perfect. Perfect. You were waiting for me.
Yeah.
What's your name?
My name is Usman, but they call me Soldier Boy.
Soldier Boy?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Nigerian singer, so yeah.
Gotcha.
You look beautiful, I must say.
Thank you. You look good too. What do you like to sing?
I mean, all my song is all about like love. I preach about love, beautiful women.
You want to sing one for me?
I mean, you want to?
Yeah.
Like right now? Okay.
Make up one about me.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
I love you, I love you, I love you.
You love me?
I love you, my baby Cassidy. I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you, my baby Cassidy.
What you listening to, son?
I don't think you like it.
Well, why not? I like this new generation of music.
I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you, my baby
Mother
Cassidy.
of God, it's all toilet sounds.
And now, even with that trash song, Cortney is somehow jealous. She's like, I'm sitting here watching the man I like flirt with some other girl, singing, I love you, 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 Cassidy, I love you. Actually, put a slapping beat on there. It might be a banger. I love you, Cassidy. I love you, Cassidy. I love you, Cassidy. I love you, I love you, I love you.
That's called motherfucking bars, nigga. You know nothing about that.
And now it's Cortney's turn, and she gets paired up with Chad. And let me tell you, Cortney makes a damn spectacle of herself. She had literally nothing. She came up and was giggling and was like, I like your red shirt. Okay, now offer me to sit down so I don't have to ask. All right, I'm really trying to work on my Cortney accent. I'm not getting it, but we'll get there, we'll get there. But the rest of their banter was god-awful. So, where are you from? Atlanta. What about you? Orlando. You go to school there? No, I went to Illinois. Yeah? What did you go to school for? What are you? Finance. What did you study? Football. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What'd you go to school for?
So what are you, finance, what did you study?
Football.
Oh, nice.
Now, I don't know if you can blame situations like that on not being able to flirt or if they just don't genuinely have a connection, but I definitely do believe Cortney just can't flirt. And now they have a talking head with Colty, and I did not imagine it going this way, but dude has a crush on Cortney. He's basically standing up for her, saying that he understands her nervousness and that watching her be nervous is actually very sweet and that they have that in common, and he thinks that she's very genuine. But Colty isn't the only one smitten over Cortney right now. Usman is still trying to slide in there, which I do not understand. He had his chance a long time ago. Why are you trying to slide now? He goes on to say that he's extremely jealous that other men are flirting with her, which I would not have called that flirting, but he says that he's glad that it ended ugly because now she'll end up with him. And now we get Lexi and Colt, and let me tell you, I love Lexi. She seems so cool already. But Colt on the side says that some people would say that he has game. He thinks that he has half of a game or something of a game, which I am so split in between because I see Colt dating and it's awful, but at the same time he's always got some women. He will literally be married and then still has other, like, he be hella cheating. Like, so it's, I don't understand how he gets all these girls. Like, he has to have some type of game, but like when you watch him date, it's like, oh my gosh, just a train wreck. Just like right now, instead of having Lexi approach Colt, they have Colt approach Lexi, and he comes up and he's like, oh, those are interesting piercings. And she's like, oh yeah, why? I guess I'm just not familiar with that. I don't have any myself. Did you ever want to get some? Yeah, I did. Well, you should take a seat so we can talk more about it. This girl is smooth with it. She did not need to be here, okay? She should have been teaching the class herself. But he sits down, and this is where he starts the crashing part. So, you into that type of stuff? And she's like, what type of stuff? What are you talking about? And he's like, oh, you know, the tattoos, the piercings, all that. You know, you like to get your ears pierced and your nose, maybe your lip and tongue, maybe your nipples.
Nani?
Weird, buddy. You're weird.
Why did you have to take it that far? You could have just stopped at the ears, the nose. Like, why'd you have to work your way down? But thankfully, she put this dude in check. She was like, hell no. Don't you ever ask about somebody's body like that, especially when you're just meeting them. Very first time. And this girl straight laughs in his face. She was like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to laugh at you like that, but why would you do that? But like I said, she should have been the coach. She ends up coaching him. She's like, you could have stopped at the I like your piercings part. Don't talk about people's bodies like that. So how about we just rewind from the beginning? And thankfully, she slides him into a regular conversation about them liking to vacation. Honestly, she was hella cool for that. She is definitely a vibe. And Colty even agrees that he really likes her. He thinks she's cool, but he would rather have gone out on a date with Cortney. Now we get Carlo and Tiffany. And Tiffany, she's smooth with it too. She swoops in being like, you know, I usually don't do this, but you're so handsome. And it just smooths right into a conversation. They just start free flowing. They instantly hit it off. They're both from Jersey. He's Italian Irish. She's Cuban Colombian. They both speak Spanish. They're vibing so well that even everybody watching them is like, damn, are we intruding? I think this is an actual date. It goes so dang well that in the role play, he asks her out on a date and it turns into them going on an actual date. And now Tiffany got two dudes. Tiffany says she is still into corn stash, but like a smart girl, she's keeping her options open. And I feel like in a situation like this, anybody that's already trying to lock down first day is crazy. She's still into corn stash, which I think his name is Rocky. Yep. I think so. I will continue to keep calling him corn stash until I figure it out. But now their class is done and they get released to go get drunk again. Now we go back to the hot tub dates and it looks like Chantel is still not having the best of time. She said the whole time she's just sitting there thinking about the girl back home, and she's just really confused right now because she grew up in an environment where being with a woman wasn't really an option. She just didn't grow up around that. So she's just really confused, but she said she still is attracted to men, so she feels like it's great that she's here because now she'll be able to figure out what she really wants. But now a new guy comes in and his name is Joe, and she actually seems to have a pretty good conversation with him. They are actually talking back and forth, and he's like, you know what, let me get to know Chantel. What are you about? Who are you? But she goes on to explain explained that she just loves to be fulfilled in life and she's working at her dream job right now, which apparently is Botox and fillers. That's awesome that she's working in her dream job. It's just so wild that that is people's dream jobs nowadays. Even he was like, that's your dream job? And she's like, yes, absolutely. And he's like, I don't know much about that. And she immediately gives this dude a checkup. She's like, all right, smile. Now frown, raise your eyebrows. Oh yeah, you got a hell of a lot of wrinkles. Yeah, you fucked up. But you're still handsome though. You look good. You need some Botox, but you look good. And now Chantel's actually really feeling this guy. Even though he's got wrinkles, she said she could plump him up with some Botox. He'll be all good. Now we go over to Tim, and Tim is excited for the speed dating part, but not the hot tub part, because one, he does not like being topless and makes him insecure. And two, he is dreading having to be in a hot tub with Jen. And I know they did this shit on purpose, because they could have easily split these two people up. And later on, I hear that they could actually choose for themselves who they got in the tub with. So they did purposely put these two together. But Tim starts out with Butt Girl, and they're just yip yapping. They're not really trying to build a connection. It doesn't seem like. She's just like, you seem hard to read. And he's like, yeah, I'm real slow. You know, I'm Southern, and I'm just real old. And she's like, that's not that old. My ex is 55.
I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
But they end up rotating, and they shove Tim in that hot tub with Jennifer. And Jennifer's like, hell no. I'm not about to sit here and let you talk all kinds of crap to me and then get to enjoy my company. But it's wild because Tim goes into the hot tub and he slips and almost falls. And she like recoils. It gave me like villainous vibes. She was like, ugh. Peasant. And for some reason, I don't know why Tim tried to do this, because it was only 2 minutes. They could have just endured it. But he gets in and he's like,
I don't really have any ill will towards you. I'm trying to be nice. I feel like you're not.
Papa, do you remember the things that you have said?
I think that your version of history is different than mine. Like, it's not like you were an angel to me. Like, we both say some bad things.
Stop.
Like, taking little bites that's giving the impression to the other girls that I'm like this horrible dude.
I don't think that you're that important. I'm sorry.
Okay. Obviously, I don't think we get anywhere with this, so I'm gonna just go hang out at the beach. Okay. Let her have her space.
Now it's time for the rotation, and Butt Girl sees Rob, and she immediately has to stick that ass out that hot tub to reel him back in. And honestly, it works because he jumps right back into that hot tub. And now this is where Rob goes to show his true colors already. It's like, bro, why you gotta be this fine? But this just icky, man. But he hops into the tub and he basically, not to her, by the way, not to her. He's like, I had a really good time with her. I was vibing with her, but I don't want the other ladies to assume that I'm already, locked down with her. So instead of, telling her that, reiterating, explaining himself, he beats around the bush. He basically asks her how she's enjoying the dating, and she's like, it's cool, but I heard the boys were talking about me on the bus. And of course, Tim was the one that told her. But before they could really get into that conversation, the waiter comes around and cuts them off. But in Butt Girl, which her name is Elise, in her interview, she goes on to say she's having such a deep connection with Rob. But he goes on to ask her, has she made any connections with any of the other dudes? And she straight up says no, not at all. She's all in for Rob. It's either 0 or 100%, all in or nothing. So she's just into Rob straight up. And now Rob is tweaking. You can even see it in his face, but he doesn't say anything. Again, nothing at all. What he actually does is continue to keep flirting to build up those feelings she already has. But now it's time to rotate, and Rob is now saying that even though she's hot, they were compatible, they were vibing out, he regrets kissing her because now he's looking at Jen and he's like, damn, she's hot as hell. So he's scared that he might have ruined his chance with Jen or any other girl. But he gets in the hot tub and he literally just starts milking it, calling her beautiful in 100 different ways. But thankfully, his fear did come true. Jennifer is still a little skeptical of Rob. Not too skeptical though, because she's still eating it all up. But now Elise is back there, dagger eyeing them. And I don't know why she's this crazy over Rob. She is hella jealous, basically saying the same thing over and over again. I am gonna get what I want. I always get what I want. And goes on to tell her that she needs to stop flirting with all the dudes because that's her man. Now Rob is smitten. He is all into Jen. And he's like, honestly, if Jennifer gives me a chance, I will sit down and talk with Elise and let her know what's up, how I'm feeling.
And if Jen is interested in me, then I might want to put more interest in Jen and distance myself from Elise. I'm hoping Elise picks up that, you know, I do want to take it slower.
Now, after all the speed dating, they get them together, and for some reason, they had each other grade each other. I guess it's so they could see each other's, like, you know, basically what they can work on. But he goes on to blast the worst 4 people. Why? But he said the worst 4 people in the dating was Chantel, this girl named Nikki, Tim, and surprisingly, I don't know how it happened, Jennifer. And I'm so bad because they go on to, like, ask people about the ratings and stuff, but they don't talk about Jennifer at all. And I'm like, why was she ranked the lowest? But they go on to ask Chantel about hers, and they bring up not only was she ranked the lowest, but she also ranked everybody else really low. She goes on to say that she thinks that she just had a lot of awkwardness with everybody. But low-key, she is still eyeing Joe over there. That's the only one she kind of vibed with. But now they move on to Rob, and I knew they knew this was going to cause a fight. He went on to rank everybody the same score. Just he put down 3s for everybody. But his reasoning was because all of the dates kind of just were the same. He just kept getting into a hot tub, having literally a 2-minute conversation. Like, you can't really get much out of that. So I kind of understand a little bit, but the reason he did it was not just because of that. He was trying to make sure that Elise knew that he wasn't trying to favor anybody around here. That's why he really did it. But he had a good excuse. It was like all of the dates were the same. It was kind of just, you know, only 2 minutes. You can't really get that much out of it. And Elise already freaking out. She's like, I don't understand. What are you talking about? And so Rob has to explain himself again, basically being like, all the dates were the same. But the coaches know this is not going to get anywhere. So they basically release them and they tell them to use this time to progress your relationships forward. If you made a connection, take a step forward, put yourself out there, ask somebody out on a date. And now after they leave, they give an interview with Elise, and they do it again later on, but it feels so manic. Like the lighting and the angle and everything.
Rob was just so disrespectful to me. My entire night last night was with him, between us kissing, and making me feel special, and then giving me a score as just another girl. You know, Rob messed with the wrong woman.
Oh, shiver my timbers! Shut up, man!
Now we go back to the resort, and Tiffany and Carlo are about to have their date. They meet up at the bar and they're having a great time already. They get into talking about dating outside of this, and he says that he does date a lot, but there will be like spurts. Like, he'll be dating a lot, but then he'll go on a lot of bad dates and then he'll just stop. But she goes on to ask him to share a bad date story, and this dude, this story didn't even seem like a bad date. It just seemed like his preference. But he goes on to say that he went on a date with this really hot chick, but she had a Jennifer Coolidge voice.
But I'll tell you, none of these women even compare to
Stifler's mom.
Stifler's mom is a goddess.
But Tiffany is really into this guy. She said that he's not usually her type. He's a little dorky and all that, but she thinks he's very handsome. He's muscular, tall, funny, speaks Spanish, so she's really into him. He is her number 1 right now. Now everybody starts heading to that bar, so it starts to get into a party setting. And this is where I was saying I was feeling a little drunk. People were talking so much at once in groups. It was crazy. Now Usman and Cortney are over here talking to this one dude. They are literally sitting there talking about seeing each other after this, and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go to Nigeria to see him.
Are you dumb?
Girl, he ghosted you already. And now Colty comes in and he's testing his skills on Lexi. He says he's not really into her like that, but he thinks she's really cool and he just needs some help with his game. Now Colt goes on to ask them about their conversation that they had in the room last night, their whole little recap thing, and Cortney lets him know about how Usman felt some type of way that Chantel was calling him a scammer and stuff, and Usman starts getting heated. He's like, why would you call me a scammer? I'm not a scammer. And literally goes on to say that if she was a man, he would punch her in the face. Like, why'd you have to take it there? If the one person you said you are here for, you're down for, that's your number 1, you're only Cortney, and Cortney is still rocking with you, then why does it matter what these other women think? Gotcha, bitch! Now Rob comes in and he comes over to size up Cole because he finds out that Cole is Jennifer's top pick. She is into him. So he goes over there to be like, who are you? What's your name? And he says that, you know, there's handsome men. There's him. You know, he's attractive. He's a good looking guy. But then there's Cole. He's like Jack Sparrow before he went to sleep, you know, lost at sea kind of look. And I'm not gonna lie, Cole is handsome. I'm not trying to say that. It was the shirt that he was wearing. Before even Rob came in to say that, I was looking at that. What are you wearing, old Princess of the Bride ass shirt? But Cole ends up seeing Jennifer come in and he beelines over to her, and they're actually vibing out pretty well, so much to the point that he ends up walking her home later on. But now Elise comes out, and for some reason she feels like she needs to confront Rob, and she comes in hella hot.
Rob, why did you say that our date was the same as everyone else's?
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
I knew you didn't get it. Everybody got the same.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, but I didn't really like that particular question.
But Rob, I don't really care what you like.
You're upset because I gave every girl the same number on one particular...
But we kissed last night.
Okay.
You're telling me to go you last night?
I did not say that.
Yeah, you did.
No,
you
I
told me
didn't.
To come
I said you can hang out.
No. You
I said
told
we
me
can
to
hang
come
out.
to your
Pull up your
place.
receipts. Pull up the receipt then. Did I not just say I want to hang out?
Show me.
Yeah, show the receipts. Show the receipts then.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Show us the receipts. How does this keep happening? If this happens again with another woman, I'ma just start having to believe them, even without the receipts, because how the hell does this keep happening? But after this, Rob is just completely done with her. He's like, she is just red flag on top of red flag on top of red flag. She is accusing me of some shit that I did not do. I'm out of here. Hell no. She lost all chances with me. And Cortney goes on to ask him, well, how would you feel if she rated you a 3? And he's like,
I don't give a fuck, Keisha.
But Elise keeps going off, being like, you're here for the wrong reasons. All you wanted to do was take me out back and fuck me like a dog. What did he say? I can't believe you hurt me like this. How dare you do this to me? And Rob is done. He just turns around and just leaves her to fucking yip yap. I don't understand why she is so geeked on this. She didn't like him like that. She already said that. She even goes on and tries to be like, look at this. He called me and we talked for an hour. That means I'm his girl. Who talks on the phone for an hour with each other if I didn't mean anything to you? I'll be on hold with my insurance company for an hour. I ain't trying to marry them. Rob just leaves her to be, and he goes over to Chantel and explains everything that's happening. And Chantel is standing 10 toes down for everybody right now. She's like, don't even worry about her. She's just mad because you didn't go and fuck her in the back like a dog. What did he say? And Rob, the minute he's like, I am done with her. She has lost everything. She can't come this way anymore. Elise hears it. Of course she was hearing it because she was literally standing right behind him, eavesdropping on their conversation. But the minute he was like, I'm done with her, she's like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to bed. And then they go on to do another manic interview. Now to stir up some more drama, Colt comes over because he needs to get his girl away from Uzman. So he goes over to Chantel and tells her what Uzman said about punching her in the face if she was a man. So Chantel was like, fine, I'm gonna go confront Uzman. I take Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Chantel goes over there and is like, oh, so you're gonna punch me if I was a man? And Usman was like, hell yeah. If you were a man, I would punch you. Why are you calling me a scammer? I have every reason to believe you are a scammer. And he goes into just calling her childish. And she just sits there for a minute and is like, oh, you wanna fight me? You wanna fight me? You wanna punch me? Let's go. Let's go. I'm about to choke you the hell out. And everybody's like, no, we don't need to do that. Usman do not need to get beat up right now. So they get them broken up and Chantel's like, whatever, I'ma just go to my room. And she leaves and she goes on to say that she's never been this disrespected by a man ever in her life. Apparently Uzman is so bad that she forgot about Pedro, but says that she believes that he's a scammer because he targets old white ladies. And she's not wrong. But again, Uzman is mad because he feels like she's ruining his chance at love, even though Cortney's still sitting there locked the hell down. She's still into Uzman, so why is he worried about any other woman? Now to solidify that, why he's even thinking about other women, he goes on to invite Cortney back to his room. They already built that connection. That was literally his excuse. We've already built that connection. We don't need to go on the dates and all that. We're here. We're locked in, baby. We're already together. But Colt is there and he's like, no, you ain't about to take my woman to any room with you. And right there and then Uzman is like, oh, so now I have a competitor. But he goes on to say that he feels like Colt is not a threat to him. So he's like, whatever, little fly in my way. But now everybody heads back to their room and they show us another naked scene. So there you go. I saw it, you see it now too. Now it's the next morning and Uzman invites Cortney out for a delicious plate of alcohol. And let me just slide this in here really quick because I keep forgetting to say it, but I just want to say it so bad. Usman hair is horrible. He needs to cut that out. He used to have like a fade thing, like a little, you know, that looked fine. The Play-Doh hair is not giving. I can't really talk much. I have Play-Doh hair, but it just looks ridiculous. He needs to cut it off. But Usman goes on to talk about the whole argument with Chantel last night. And he's like, thank you for being there for me. Everybody was against me, attacking me. And she was like, yeah, you were pretty annoying last night. Yeah, so anyway, thank you for being there for me. So is this what it is, what I think it is?
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on.
And thankfully, maybe it's because she hadn't had enough shots that day, but she was clear-headed and was like, let's take this slow. Let's see where this goes. But Usman keeps pushing it. He's like, so have you made any connections with the other guys? You going out on any dates? No, I've just been talking to everybody, getting to know people. And this dude goes on to ask, so what are we? I don't know, a man and a woman sitting down having alcohol for breakfast? What do you mean? Why is this dude doing this now? You literally already had her. Like, why didn't you stick with her if you're rocking for her this hard? But she's like, oh, so you're trying to define the relationship right now? Are we trying to get into a full-on girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife? What are you talking about? But Usman tries to gas her up and is like, you know, me and you have been together. You know, we are on a different level compared to all these other people. We've already had our connection. We already have this love built. No one is as beautiful as you. Everybody's below you. Everyone looks like ugly trolls. You're the most beautiful queen I've ever seen in my life. So can I kiss you now? Boy, what? How did we... What? And thankfully, she was not drunk. She was like, no, you haven't taken me out on a date yet or anything. And again, can he stop? Can you take no for a no? But she's like, you haven't taken me out on a date. And his excuse was, oh, well, kissing is a lot. That's a lot of effort I gotta put into that. You know, I gotta purse my lips and kiss you, girl. That's a lot.
Boy, if you don't get...
And she's like, fine, I guess, sure, on my cheek. And this dude tries to argue that too. He's like, on your cheek? You know what? Fine, whatever. And then just gives her a kiss. Why are you even trying to mess with her like this? Leave this woman alone. Let her go find her pookie wookie. And somehow, after all of that weirdness, Cortney says that Uzman is still her number one.
Stupid.
But thankfully, we moved past that conversation, and Cortney asks about the love triangle between Jen, Cole, and Rob. And for some reason, Uzman thought, hey, let's tell her about the secret that Jennifer told me. Let's not talk about what she just asked for. He's like, you know, anytime you bring up Jennifer, I think about the secret she just told us. I can't tell you. My lips are sealed, but that's what I think about. And of course, Cortney is like, oh, you gotta tell me. Tell me the tea. Give me the tea. And it's so funny because he's like, no, I can't tell you. No. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. He tells her basically what Jennifer told him, that they went to a strip club. He got a stripper for her. He liked watching. And Cortney was like, damn, he might be a cluck. And I don't know why that was that serious. If he is. Okay. Why does it matter what anybody's doing in the bedroom and it ain't involving you? But she is hyping this up for real. Doesn't even need to be that hype. But it's so funny because she tells Uzman, I'm not gonna tell anybody. I'm zipping it up, throwing the key into the ocean. You don't have to worry about me. But in her talking head, she's like, is he stupid? Of course I'm gonna tell. You ain't about to tell me this secret and I'm not about to go around. And she literally says, if you want a secret or a rumor to get out, I'm the person you come to because I'm gonna yap. And the one person I'm definitely gonna go to is Tim, so I can get the information from the source. This girl is messy as hell. She messy as hell. Now Rob comes in right after that and he's still mad about the Elise thing. He's just done with Elise. She's crazy. He doesn't understand what even happened last night, but he just hopes that she moves on. She doesn't start any more drama or tries to talk crap about him to the other women, that they just split ways and don't talk anymore. And Cortney tries to say that maybe she was just feeling insecure with all the women there and stuff like that, so just give her a break. But he's like, nah, it doesn't matter. With her popping off like that, I'm not into it anymore. And right as he's talking about her, Elise walks in. I don't even know what's gonna happen. I'm sure it's either one of two things. She's either gonna pop off or they're gonna have a small conversation, but you don't know what could happen. But that was the end of the episode. They just ended it right there with her walking up. I'm excited to see next week's episode because just like in the last resort, they threw him inside of a bar. Even though they already have a bar at the resort, they decided to take him to a whole separate different bar / club. So you know some drama is gonna happen.
Let's go, party time.
Hey, porn sound.
I love margaritas.
Yeah,
You like
I do
the
too.
margaritas?
Hey guys, how's it going?
With Jen, I feel like there's definitely like a connection, like we're vibing. I like Jen a lot, but Cole's not letting anybody talk to Jen.
Even though I feel like I'm not in my league, I'm gonna ask May out on a date. But I'm still keeping my eyes on Cortney.
You have any dates planned?
No, not yet. I heard that you paid for a stripper and you like to watch.
For 6 years, I've been having to defend my sexuality. It's like low-hanging fruit. She knows that that's an easy way to upset me. About everybody that I like men.
Everybody knows the truth.
No, because you're telling everybody stuff.
You are being talking about me too for the last 7 years, and now it's my turn.
Grow the up.
But with that, that was the end of this week's episode. And I'm sorry if that last bit seemed a bit rushed. I'm kind of in a rush right now. And I wanted to get this all done at once. But if it didn't seem rushed, don't even pay attention to that. Don't listen to what I just said, okay? Just hit the like and subscribe. But as always, thank you guys for coming and watching. It's always appreciated. You guys have a beautiful day. Bye.